Oh, what started as a tropical storm, Debbie, has been upgraded to a Category 1 hurricane. This just happening around 11 o'clock tonight. It's set to bring historic rainfall to the southeast. You are taking a live look right now at Tampa, where you can see the impact of those winds as it makes landfall. You can see the trees and the flag showing just how strong those winds are. Georgia has been placed in a state of emergency. Earlier today, we heard from Georgia's emergency management on their response plan.
Flood is a little different than wind. You know, a lot of times you see the impacts of wind immediately, but the flooding, this is going to be a unique flooding event where there's not going to be a whole lot of wind associated with it. We're going to see that ground up approach from the flood. Just going to be a lot of streets. It can't handle 15 inches of rain over, you know, a 2-day period, especially on already saturated property there and ground in South Georgia. So we would, our approach is we're going to be very aggressive in our response. We've already pre-positioned a lot of resources just outside the immediate area so that as soon as the winds die down or the rain stops, we can immediately respond.
And the state is reminding people not to drive through flooded roads, even if it looks shallow. Well, that's certainly some good advice there. Well, Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Alex Forbes joining us here again to talk to us more about what we can expect over the next few days. It's obviously not the best timing with everyone having their children going back to school and just needing to look out for those storms.
And the important thing in all of this is that this storm is not coming to Metro Atlanta. It is going to impact the state significantly, but it's not going to be here in Atlanta. And here's the thing. The rain is now falling in parts of Georgia. Here is Fox 5 Live Viper, and what we're seeing right now, a shield of rain coming ashore in Alabama, and you can see really the solid core of rain now coming across the Georgia state line as we speak. So we're expecting landfall here in the next couple of hours. Let's take a closer look at the state of Georgia. Tornado watch across the southern part of the state with showers now as far north as Vidalia up towards Eastman and Dublin here 15 minutes after 11 tonight. So let's check out the latest information now on Hurricane Debbie. Again, it is now a hurricane upgraded at the top of the hour. Winds of 75 miles an hour, and it is moving due north at 12 miles an hour. So the plan is for it to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then weaken down to tropical storm status and take almost 24 hours to go from the Florida coast to inland Georgia, and then Debbie is just going to meander around the Carolina coast. Now, there is still a little bit of uncertainty with what happens with the system, say, from Wednesday on. There are some models trying to pull some moisture back into Georgia. There are other models trying to keep Debbie with one foot in the Atlantic Ocean. One thing's for certain, the storm is going to slow down, and the storm is going to bring a ton of rainfall to the coast. And in fact, there is a ton of moisture for this storm to work with, and we are going to be on the flip side of this. Watch this as we work our way into Tuesday and Wednesday. Debbie's actually going to help bring in some drier air from the Appalachian Mountains, and that's actually going to set the stage for some drier conditions here across North Georgia. But the moisture is going to lead to a ton of rainfall from northeast Florida. These are not typos, up through coastal Georgia here. 15 to 20 inches in Savannah, Charleston, Statesboro, and this bright yellow right here, this is where we could potentially see isolated 30-inch totals. That extends into South Carolina up towards Myrtle Beach and the Wilmington, North Carolina area. Now let's talk about Metro Atlanta and the impacts here, or lack thereof. Here we go into tomorrow morning, some partly cloudy skies, back to school for many kids, and then through tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be watching for some isolated heavy downpours, and in fact, I think we're going to be hard-pressed to see even any storms for tomorrow afternoon. Getting into the evening hours here, there's that solid shield of rain just on the other side of Milledgeville with, again, just some showers here in the metro. Into Monday night and Tuesday, the rain comes closer, but still just outside of our area. And as we work our way into Tuesday evening, still some cloudy skies. Now, any minor shifts in the forecast track, that's obviously going to change the forecast for places like Eatonton, Morgan County, Athens, and Franklin counties. So we're going to be watching this closely in the Storm Center. As for tonight, 72, the overnight low temperature, winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10, gust upwards of 15. The wind tonight, courtesy of Hurricane Debbie, mostly cloudy skies. And then as we work work our way across the area, you're going to find most spots are in the low 70s tonight. 72 in Lawrenceville, Snellville, 72 in Stonecrest, 71 down in Douglasville, 70 in Carrollton, 73 in Monticello, and 74 in Eatonton. Some 60s across the northeast Georgia mountains through the overnight hours. Then for tomorrow, it's back to school in DeKalb County, also in Fulton and Gwinnett counties, looking for the temperatures, again, starting in the mid-70s, getting into the mid-80s for tomorrow afternoon with a couple heavier showers, maybe even a storm or two around. 86 being that afternoon high temperature, but you are going to notice the wind tomorrow as well. Out of the east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour, could gust upwards of 25 miles an hour. Now, the interesting thing about tomorrow is this: 86 in Atlanta. Meanwhile, 90 in Smyrna, 86 in Conyers. It's actually going to be cooler down to the south and east thanks to the hurricane. 83 in Zebulon, Thomaston, 84 in Eatonton. You compare that to the north and west, where we're able to get into the low 90s. Yeah, 91 in Calhoun and 92 in Cartersville tomorrow afternoon. So you boil it all down, you get your Fox 5 Storm Team 7-day forecast. 86 tomorrow, 88 on Tuesday, a 20% chance of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be watching the models closely because if there is any change in the forecast, I think it would affect us Wednesday through Friday. But as things stand now, low rain chances. Then getting into next weekend, high temperatures near 90 with a 20% chance of rain.
Alrighty, Alex, thanks. A week of rain.